Mateys, welcome ye back to Pirates Part 2. Hi everyone, this is Iggy for Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review, and today we're going to be looking at some pirates made by Barzo. Now, as you know, Barzo was responsible for manufacturing some high-end figures, and the pirates are no less. They're very well done. They're made of a resin-like material, so they're a little bit stiffer than the soft plastic, but they're very sturdy. They do suffer from the curse of the softer plastic figures in that the barrels and swords all bend upwards or downwards depending on how they were stored. As you see there, that's pretty severe. But on the top shelf, I'm featuring the artillerist. The God, should I start over? Hello and welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. And now your host Iggy. Hi everyone, this is Stumblemouth, and I want to show you these artillery crewmen. Oh my God, I can't talk. Uh, artillery crew. I don't know why I couldn't say that. The set came with two of each figure, except for the commander with the telescope or the eyepiece or whatever they call that, and it had a smaller, like 2.5 pound or 2 pound bore, and a heavier bored cannon here, a stack of cannonballs. It also came with this multi-barrel gun that you see down here. This one here is from the BMC Alamo playset, and I really liked it, so I put it with the pirate group. And you can see here they have the guy who elevates the gun up and down. He's got his pole there to do that. We have the fellow with the sponge. Actually, he's got a ramrod. And there's a fellow holding a cannonball. Let's see, there's two of those. So each gun has essentially 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. I guess each gun has 3 crew, and then you have the commander up here. Let me flip him around so you can see the other side of him. He's pretty cool. I think you guys would like this guy. I like his pistol. I have a pistol that's exactly like that. I'm very fond of it. You see that the detail is very good. I hope the camera is focusing for you, because I do have some problems that when I try and get in tight, it gets blurry. Right now, it's working perfectly. So let me try and get this guy now. No, he's getting blurry. That's not too bad. So that's the artillery crew. Now, crewing a gun such as one of these took a lot of practice and synchronized behavior. Each man had a function, and they had to work like precise clockwork in order to get the gunfire. Now, trained crews could get off a round every couple minutes, I guess. And pirates didn't usually use them because they depended more on stealth. and boarding than they did on toe-to-toe fights with a ship. They'd rather avoid that. Now, there's different kinds of shot that they would use. They'd use the round balls, which is just a solid iron, cast iron ball. They would also have balls that were, this is embarrassing. I'm talking about a pirate's balls. Jeez, I've really sunken low. So they would have hollow balls that, what am I, 12? I guess I am. And then they had hollow ones that would be filled with gunpowder and a fuse so that they would light the fuse, ram the ball home, and off it would go and explode on its target, hopefully, and not prematurely. They would have chains, which they would use to disable the rigging. They had a chain with a ball on each end to damage rigging and masts. They also had bars, cast iron bars. They had grape shot, which would be useful in terms of anti-personnel. It was like firing a giant shotgun. Now here we have some classic. Who was the artist that did the illustrations for Treasure Island? Was it Andrew Wyeth or was it his dad? I can't remember, but this figure here is clearly one of Wyeth's illustrations. I know you guys have seen this fellow before. He's got an axe, long-handled axe. Now, a boarding axe was similar to a tomahawk. In fact, you could confuse it for a tomahawk. But because it had a shorter handle, it was good for mano-a-mano combat. This figure, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He's got a treasure chest that he's holding over his head. Is he going to throw it? I don't know. But a treasure chest would be extremely heavy. It would take at least 2 guys to carry one. Because gold and jewels are not lightweight by any means. This man has a cutlass. It's a very nice pose. And he's got a cutlass. Very good. He's got a blunderbuss, which is, I guess, the shotgun of the 18th century. We come down here. This fella here has been apparently shot. And of course, there's no doubt about the fate of this one here. You know what would have been neat is if Barzo had made figures similar to the beginning of the ride at Disneyland, Pirates of the Caribbean. Disney probably should have made some pirates like that. Where you see a pirate with a sword in his back, stretched out on the sand. I go to that ride. Every time I'm at Disneyland, I have to go on that ride. It's like mandatory. Even though I have it pretty much memorized, I still enjoy it immensely. Now, a lot of ships would keep weapons such as rifles and pistols locked up. They didn't want their crews getting drunk and killing each other. They would lock up the cutlasses as well. Now, when you see a pirate with an eye patch, there's not a lot of evidence that pirates had hooks or peg legs or eye patches. A lot of it stems from Robert Louis Stevenson's book Treasure Island, which I recommend that you read. It's a fun read. Um, but these sort of handicaps were not useful to sailors of the time. Uh, if a man was missing his eye, he would probably not wear his eye patch because the purpose of the way they dressed and behaved was to scare people into submission. So if you had a ragged hole in your head, that would be a lot more frightening than an eye patch. Yeah, the pirates didn't want to do a lot of fighting. They would hope to capture a ship without damaging it for one thing, because in many attacks, they were trying to upgrade their vessel. The most favorite vessel of pirates would be a sloop. And the reason for that is one, they didn't want to get into toe to toe fight with another ship. And they wanted something that was very fast so they could overtake merchantmen fairly easily that way. And a sloop would have just a couple guns. Okay, guys, that's it for Pirates Part 2. These, again, once more, are by Barzo. And Barzo makes wonderful figures. These are the figures that they made for their Treasure Island playset. And those playsets now are extremely expensive online. They're like $800, $900 or more because they're not manufactured anymore. Now, you still can buy Pirates made by a company called LOD, and they purchased the rights or licensing to cast Barzo's figures. I think at the West Coaster, I heard from someone that Barzo was experiencing health problems, so he sold off the artistic rights to his playsets to LOD. I do have LOD Pirates. I think I showed you those in another video, but these are actual Barzo figures. And I was hoping it would show on the bottom, but it doesn't. At any rate, that's it for me, Iggy. Thank you for getting Iggy with it. Thank you for enlisting in the Iggy Army. And I think my next video, I'm going to do Mark's Pioneers and Indians. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be back probably tomorrow or so, maybe the next day. And in the meantime, take care of yourself, take out your things, dust them off, add to your collection. Let's see if we can start another golden age of figures. That's a tall order, but I think you guys, if you all did it, it might happen. We don't know. At any rate, it's time to hit the dusty trail. Happy trails to all of you, and I want to say thank you and adios, guys.